welcome back to the channel. First of all, I'm still using my sucky mic, but I have ordered the pieces to the old one, to the good mic. If that doesn't work, I'll throw myself off a bridge because that mic is really expensive. I hope this sound is not too bad. I did adjust some settings, so we'll see. So today we're gonna do a first episode, sort of, in a series that I'm calling like Makeup for Dummies. I have been toying around with this idea for a while, and I do want to be more active on YouTube, but I feel like I lacked some ideas and I think this is something that could really work. So let me know if you like it. So I will be doing sort of little bits of tutorials, really in-depth how-to videos on little bits of makeup. So today I'm gonna do freckles. I'll also be doing like eyeshadow, lipstick, blush, blah blah blah, all of like the little bits of makeup. So I hope you like it. I put on my base and my brows. So now we're gonna start. And basically for freckles, I've tried a lot of things over the years, but I feel like this combination is the best that I found for my skin tone. So I usually do the whole base of freckles before I apply any sort of color makeup. The first product I'm gonna use is the LOTTIE Freckle Tint, which I'm really excited about. This is probably a dupe for the Freckle Tint, which I always found like it was super expensive, and I think smaller as well. Although they have a bigger size, but it's even more expensive. And I've always wanted to try that, but it's too expensive, and this is much, much more friendly. I use it almost every day. I've had it for over 3 months, and it still works. It still has a lot of product, I think. There's only one shade, which is sad, because I feel like for tanner skin, if people still wanted to do freckles, it could be a deeper shade, although they could leave this on for longer, but a deeper shade would create a more like natural look. And also for me specifically, it is a bit red toned. I still love it, still use it, but I would prefer a cooler shade for me. So the way I usually do freckles is this, and a little bit here, just like dispersing. So basically, this is a little like dirty, sorry, but it doesn't leak anything. It's just that I work a lot of time like around this, and sometimes I'm a little messy. So this is what the brush sort of looks like, and it comes on like fully coated. And I'm gonna do the first freckle so you can see like. The idea of this is really nice because, first of all, it's kind of liquidy and see-through. So unlike when I used to do it with brow pomades and stuff like that, it does look a lot more natural. And second of all, you can do this, which is like you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then as you do this, you kind of transfer a little bit of the freckle tint all over, which creates like a more natural pattern instead of just like, you know, bundles of little freckles. I first do like a very see-through base. And the way I do this is usually with 3 to 4 freckles. They can differ in size. They probably should differ in size because that's, again, way more natural. And as you can see, this is a little bit red toned, but when you work like the full makeup in, it's barely noticeable. And also, it does also camouflage some of my acne marks, which is really just a plus. My skin is super flaky right now, so never mind my under eyes and stuff. I'm still not dipped yet. This is still like the first time I've dipped. And I usually go around the eyes a little bit because I find it so cute, like little freckles around the eyes. And again, just creates a more normal illusion, because if you just have like a cluster of freckles, it seems way more artificial, which I'm not like hating against, but I do prefer like a more natural sun-kissed type of look. I've dipped now a little bit, but haven't gone full in. I've just done like this because there's still a little bit of product here. Because when you go full in, even now, it gets a little bit too much. So you can see now these were so supercharged that I can just go around with them. And you can pretty much decide when you want to stop, to be honest. Some days I do a lot of them, some days I just do the bare minimum. Definitely do like clusters of 4, 5, 7, and don't like place them strategically. Just really go really naturally and organically, like you're just doing it randomly. That is the best way to replicate them. Another thing is, the longer you leave on the tint, the darker the spot will be. And so that's like another thing. Some of these you can already see like the difference in sort of color, but this is like my first base, and then I go with another layer of it that I leave a little longer. On my nose, like usually here they're quite sparse. On my nose, the first layer I like it to be like really dense, because I feel like when I do get freckles in the summer and stuff, underneath the actual freckles there's like a layer of like really sheer big freckles. I don't know if that makes any sense, I hope it does. So I usually go really heavy on the first layer, which then I just randomly do this, and this is like how it looks. This is the first base. And if at any point you feel like you're making a mistake, just go back with your beauty blender with like the rest of your foundation and go on top of it. I mean, there's no really mistakes to be made, because if you feel like, sometimes I do randomly some freckles that I feel like are too perfect, too symmetrical, too and then I just go around it and I put more around them, or I just put on top of it and make it bigger. So I'm just gonna dip it all the way in, and I'm gonna do the second base. And this is what I am a bit more careful where, I'm still random, but I'm a bit more careful not to place them too together. This is the freckles that I'm gonna leave on for a little bit more, so they are a little bit darker. I also really like to do like tiny freckles under the eyes, and then I'm gonna leave those while I move on to the nose and other side. I am doing this very carefully for camera, but obviously this doesn't take as long when I'm doing it randomly for myself on the daily. I mean, it is a step that takes a little bit more time to do it, but it doesn't take as much time as I'm doing it right now. And now I'm gonna go back to these and start like tapping. But as you can see, some of them get really dark because I've left them on for a while. And that's how you can do as many layers as you want to kind of like create the depth that you want. You can have really pigmented freckles and then really sheer freckles. This is not my best work because I am talking at the same time and trying to look at the camera as well, which sometimes isn't as accurate as a mirror. I'm pretty happy with how it looks right now. So it is a bit red tone, especially here you can see. So it's not, this next product, it's not gonna take away the red tone, but it's gonna sort of balance it. So it's completely washed out because I use it every single day. This is the Collection Brow Pencil. I'll link it down below. And this is the shade Blonde, I think. It's the lightest shade. I don't know how many shades they have, but they have at least 2 or 3, I think. And this is way more cool toned. And I just go around like really randomly. And you can see here, it's way more cool toned. It's like a thicker brow pencil. So honestly, I don't think I'd like this to do my brows, but it is absolutely the perfect size to do freckles, like the big freckles that are super light. This is not like for detailed work, it's more for like the cluster kind of look. Also, I wanted to address, like, there's a lot of people who do the spray can thing. I don't know if you've heard it, but if you have heard it and are wondering why I don't do that, there's a couple reasons. I don't think it looks as natural as probably this does, in my opinion. Like, I could be wrong. So basically what happens is you take one of those like root touch-up sprays, you don't click it full way, you just click it a little bit and it sprays like a dust of freckles. I feel like with my acne and stuff, that's just wishing for disaster, because those sprays are probably full of alcohol, full of nasty ingredients that are probably okay on your hair but not on your skin if you have sensitive skin or acne. And so that's one of the main reasons why I've never tried it, because I'm really scared of having like a really bad reaction to it. And also just really I've perfected this sort of look and I kind of like it. I'm gonna do half my face of like cheek products with cream and half my face with powder, because they do like interact with the freckles very differently. So when you apply powder, you are probably, it's the best way to keep them intact. So it's gonna look like there's obviously product over them, but they probably won't move a lot. When applying cream, they will probably blend into the cream a bit more, and so will not look as pristine. I'm gonna be using this L'Oreal Life's a Peach blush, and this is what it looks like. This is so weird, the camera is picking up a lot more color than in real life, which is usually the other way around. I'm gonna be using the NUDESTIX Salty Siren color. This is the Estée Lalonde shade that she created for NUDESTIX that I love. I think this is a bit less orangey, but yeah, we're gonna do this anyway. So I'll usually just apply it with my beauty blender. You don't wanna go like ham on this because that's the way you're definitely gonna get like most of the freckles blended in. So with the blender, it's much easier to keep control of the freckles. I'm gonna do the FENTY bronzer, which is mine is In the Sun. And again, I wouldn't swirl as much as like try to pat down the product. And on this side, I'm also gonna use a NUDESTIX one. So I'm gonna be using Bondi Bay. Again, I'm going in with a beauty blender and just adding it on. So on this side, I'm gonna go with the NABLA Diviniser highlighter, and this is one of their baked highlighters that has like a pink shift. It's really nice and subtle. And on this side, I'm gonna go with Illumi-naughty, which is the NUDESTIX one as well. It does have a slight pink shift, but I do think it's like way more subtle. I'm just gonna go with this top part and just... A lot of the freckles, especially here, have washed away while the powder is way more pristine, but you can always go on top of the cream and just apply it a little bit more. Yeah, it's easy. I'm just gonna apply a few and just do like this, and you're good to go. Show you the finished look. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you like this video and if you want me to do more of these kind of like dummy tutorials, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click the little bell button so you know every single time I'm uploading. You'll get a notification, and I know I always say this, but I will try to be more regular with my content. But yeah, bye, see you in the next one.